So hey guys, my name is Raj Doshi and now let's take a look on the paper and understand the complexities and the usages of the access control technologies for big data management system. Also, the literature review and the future trends. So now let's take a look at the abstract. Data security and privacy issues are magnified by the volume, the variety and the velocity of the big data and by the lack up to now of a reference of a data model and the related data manipulation languages. In this paper, we focus on one of the key data security services, that is access control, by highlighting the differences with the traditional data management system and describing a set of requirements that any access control solution for big data platforms may fulfill. We then describe the state of art and literature open for research and issues. Now let's take a look at the introduction. What is big data? Big data is a field that treats ways to analyze, systematically extract information, or otherwise deal with a dataset that are too large or complex to be dealt with by traditional data processing application. Software data with many cases offer great statistical power, while data with higher complexities, that is more rows or maybe more attributes, may lead to the higher false discovery rate. Big data also challenges to include capturing data, data storages, data analysis, search, sharing, transfer, visualization, querying, updating, and much more. Big data was originally associated with three key concepts: volume, variety, and velocity. When we handle a big data, we may not sample but simply observe and track what happens. Therefore, big data often includes data with sizes that exceed the capacity of the traditional software to process with an acceptable time and value. Overall, the support provided by the big data platforms for storage and analysis of the huge and heterogeneous datasets cannot find a counterpart within the traditional data management system. Also, the advantages of this new system are not only related to the outstanding flexibility and efficiency of the analysis services, as big data platforms outperform traditional system even with respect to performance and scalability. What are the shortcomings of big data? Big data systems do not show the same level of excellence with the data protection features. So now let us consider an instance, like we can consider the domain of the fitness app, which nowadays are more and more deployed on the mobile and wearable devices, and also the gym equipment. The joint analysis of movement data, heartbeats, weight might allow profiling users' lifestyle and inferencing the user inclination to pathologies. As a consequence, although the potential benefits of big data analytics are indisputable, the lack of standard protection tool open these services to potential attackers. The meaning of legitimate information assurances devices custom made for big data stages is an exceptionally aggressive examination challenge. This is basically because of the necessary help for semi-organized and unstructured information, that is our variety, the amount of information to be ensured, that is our volume, and exceptionally exacting exhibition prerequisites, that is our velocity. Therefore, the challenge is protecting privacy and confidentiality while not hindering data analytics and information sharing. What are the requirements for the access control mechanism? In this section, we provide an overview of the key requirements behind the definition of an access control mechanism for the big data platform. Fine-grained access control, that FGAC. In terms of the feature, the access control mechanism should support fine-grained access control, that is FGAC, has been widely recognized as one of the fundamental components for an effective protection for personal and sensitive data. However, the related enforcement mechanism need to be invented from scratch, as those proposed for traditional system rely on the data referring to the known schema, while in the context of big data, data are heterogeneous. What is context management? Another key aspect that should be considered in the support of the context-based accessories constraints, as this allow highly customized access control forms. For instance, they can be used to constrain access for specific time periods or geographical locations. In case context are used to derive access control decisions, access authorizations are granted when conditioning refer to the properties of the environment within which an access request has been issued or satisfied. Now let's take a look on the proficiency of the access control. Why do we need the proficiency? The characteristics of big data scenarios, such as distributed nature of the considered platform, the complexity of the queries, and the focus on the performance, require access control enforcement strategies that do not compromise the usability of hosting analytic frameworks. Indeed, based on the considered queries, the number of checks to be executed during the access control enforcement can match or be even greater than the number of data records. and therefore it includes hundreds of millions of such records. This requires efficient policy compliance mechanisms. Now let's take a look at the literature review and state of art. There are three methodologies. Platform-specific methodology. What is platform-specific methodology? Access control arrangements under this class are intended for one framework, just example MongoDB or Hadoop, and potentially influence on local access control highlights of the secured stage. The primary bit of this methodology is that contrived admittance control arrangement can be streamlined for the objective framework, notwithstanding its convenience and interoperability. For example, MapReduce systems. MapReduce is a distributed computational paradigm that allows analyzing very large dataset. Within the MapReduce systems, data resources are partitioned into multiple chunks of data and distributed in a cluster of commodity hardware nodes. This task operates first extracting and then manipulating flows of key value pairs, each modeling a proportion of the target data source. The considered computation pattern allows processing of unstructured and semi-structured data resources. Platform independent methodology. This methodology fall under the class proposed access control arrangements which do not focus on a particular stage as it were. Stage autonomous methodologies have the upside of being more broad than stage explicit arrangements. Existing proposals in this category mainly leverage on recent research that aim at defining a unifying query language that is of no SQL data stores. The MongoDB. The lack of reference standard query language and data model has caused the birth of a variety of proprietary solutions. As a matter of fact, numerous NoSQL data stores exist, most of which operate with platform-specific language, example query language, or can be used with another platform, and adopt several different data models. Even different data stores that nominally refer to the same data model can use different data organization and terminologies. The last, domain-specific big data approaches. This complementary category includes both platform-independent and platform-dependent approaches that target domain-specific big data system designed for a fulfill specific requirements related to data management and needs of target scenario. For example, the number of big data platforms that provide support to data stream management is growing these days. So Apache Spark is probably the most popular open source framework which supports analysis of continuous streams of data. So now let's take a look at the future trends. Internet of Things IoT we all are aware of. Ecosystems are representative and cases of big data applications. These IoT applications are rapidly getting popularity in a variety of domains for the indisputable improvements of the people lifestyle they bring. Nowadays, a growing number of users cannot do without wearable devices that track their movements, sport activities, and health conditions, and a variety of devices and apps exist for this purpose. IoT applications are used to control the safety of the environment where people live as well as to improve their lifestyle. As a matter of fact, the diffusion of the home automation services and smart devices like smart locks, meters, smart lights is growing nowadays. So the conclusion we derive from this paper is that the security administration for big data speak to a key element instrumental to cultivate trust on how information are overseen and broke down by the big data stages. Also, we concentrate on the effects of the security that are used in these days. We also look at the literature review and the future trends that help us to determine the complexities and the usages accordingly. We also discuss that the paper has focused on one of the key security service, that is access control, the requirements that an access control solution for big data platform should address, and also with the reference of specific key application scenario, that is IoT and data streams. Thank you.